What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 10-7 MMA show channel. We are back in the mix. We got Mr. Clapper already in the comments saying, ready for the show. Let's effing go. We are back, and we have a special guest. We have somebody new on the stream, somebody joining us, Amari Sanksavan. I'm going to intro him real quick before we have him join the show. But Amari is an up-and-coming rising star in the world of mixed martial arts. He just had a victory last weekend for Fusion Fight League, and we're going to show you the highlight because he smashed his opponent and made an amazing call out to the UFC. He's actually 8-0 now as of last Saturday. He tried to get a fight all last year. He had 5 different fights scheduled. All 5 of his opponents backed out, pulled out. They were afraid. And so now Amari finally got the fight, in Fusion last weekend. And you're going to see his skills in one moment. But before we kick off with that, Amari, welcome to the show. Where are you going right now?
I'm heading to California. We got a business trip going on. So, living the insurance salesman life.
There we go. And let me mention, too, I'm going to put you back on mute real quick. Let me mention as well, Amari has a insurance business where he sells insurance, and his nickname, his fight name is actually the Insurance Salesman, which always makes me crack up when we talk about it. So here, before we kick off, Justin, I'm going to show Amari's footage right here. I've got it queued up. We're going to see Amari's work in action, and this is his fight right at the beginning. That's his opponent, Giovanni Meza, and here we go.
Cage doors locked. Like I said, guys, this is somebody that
By the way, this is me and Justin commentating as well, so we were commentating this fight.
I've been wanting to see for a long time. Amari Sanksavan, here we go. Oh!
He didn't land it, but that's something that, I think, what did I say?
Oh, my. Oh! Brutal. Up kicks.
Be careful. Doesn't want to get caught by one of those.
Just a barrage, a frenzy of strikes from Amari. Oh!
I think this is about it.
The ref is looking closely.
Tapping out.
Wow.
All right, we're going to play one other clip because you guys got to see Amari's handiwork on the mic. But if you notice, his opponent actually tapped to strikes, which obviously isn't super common. So, and you can see the damage being done was pretty hectic. All right, now we're going to go to the speech afterwards.
Beautiful damage that he has done.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time. What a legend with that flying knee. Let's go, the insurance salesman. Now, I want to tell you guys something. This guy has been trying to get a fight for the last year. He's had 5 opponents back-to-back all pull out. Finally made his way back. We are so happy to have this guy back. And not to mention, he now has not 1, but 2 kids. He just had welcomed the birth of his 2nd child. So congratulations. Amari, I know you're wicked on the mic. Speak to the people. Let's go.
Hey, I'm just going to say 3 things, and I'll get out of here. Number 1, Christ is King, baby. Where my believers at? Hey, can I get an amen? Number 2, I would like to apologize for my dance moves. I know this is a family show, but these shorts just got me feeling some type of way. They're kind of small. That's 2. Number 3, these last 2 years have been some of the toughest years of my life, but I'm grateful for all of it. You guys want to know why? So I found out that I got some great people in my corner. I got the best team. I got the best support system. My sponsors, I got the best fans, and we're ready to take this thing to the top, baby. So if anybody's got his number, somebody tell Dana, Sean Shelby, there's an insurance salesman out there knocking people out, and he deserves to be at the UFC.
Let's go. Give it up one more time. Dana White, Sean Shelby.
All right, so it's pretty cool, too, because what you guys don't realize is this isn't Amari's hometown. He's coming to Montana. Amari trains it at the MMA lab in Arizona. So it's pretty cool, but he gets a big bump from the crowd, and I think that's just a testament to that wicked performance and that wicked speech. Mr. Clapper says, I like that Jorge flying knee. It almost landed 100%. Tehran says, what up, legend? Justin, what's up, boys? And Tehran says, UFC should bring back sponsorship shorts. I miss that era. Yeah, let's go. All right, let me turn it over to Amari first. Tell us about that performance. Was the flying knee something that you had planned or thought of on the fly?
100% we had it planned. A couple people actually knew about it going into the fight because I was telling some folks, but Yeah, watching some footage, he always seems to start out his fights with like a lead leg kick. He uses his lead leg to kind of kick your lead leg. So I was like, man, if I throw that lead leg flying knee, I bet it'll land. And I'm kind of looking to do something crazy anyways, just because I got to get some eyes on me to get into the UFC, you know? And so it was premeditated for sure. He ended up throwing the other leg though, so that's why I was just a little bit off to the side. I think if I threw the other knee, that probably would have landed. But, you know, we made the most of it. It ended up working out.
Got it. So now you mentioned, speaking of the UFC, Justin has said you're going to go to the UFC for a long time. Speaking of the UFC, after this victory and after that crazy footage, have you heard anything? Has your management heard anything?
Dude, I haven't heard nothing. Yeah, I have to, you know, I'm an entrepreneur as well, so I'm kind of racking my brain as far as how I can start getting the word out there, maybe make a splash on social media or something like that. And I should probably execute sooner than later, you know, just getting off of this win. So yeah, it's definitely something I got to start doing, make some noise somewhere.
100%. I feel like that clip could go viral and could be something to be at least at a minimum. It's got to get the attention of Dana White and Sean Shelby in Nebraska. You see it 8-0. You see the speech. You see the performance. I think it's a done deal, but hopefully we just got to get it into somebody's hands. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to kind of highlight Amari. Amari's going to be joining us for the whole show. We're going to be chopping it up about all the crazy news. There's a lot of interesting stuff that has come out this week as we are about to enter officially the Paramount era for UFC 324. Tehran says, what weight class is Jorge? Do you mean Amari or Jorge? Are you talking about Jorge Masvidal? I assume, but Amari is your bantamweight, right? Amari, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so Amari is bantamweight. Now, let's get into the mix. Justin, on topic number one, I'm going to turn it over to you first. This is insane. Kayla Harrison is out, and what she's out. Oh, by the way, Kamaru Lee Joseph is in the mix. He might be somebody new. He says, bro, if you come to India, I will train you. Then you'll be in the UFC, guaranteed. Let's go. Amari, what do you say to this offer? Do you want to go to India and train?
I'm good, man. I love the lab. I love where I'm at here in America, but I appreciate the offer, brother.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I'm Indian, so yo, shout out to India. And that's what Tehran said. He meant what class is Amari? Yep, that's right. He is bantamweight, coming for Sean O'Malley. John Dong is in the mix, by the way. John Dong, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining. But Justin, the injury is this. Kayla Harrison just had neck surgery, and apparently she has not bulging disc, but I can't remember, but it's like
herniated disc.
Herniated disc, yes. So I wanted to turn it over to you first. Like, I'm obviously devastated. You know, Kayla Harrison is my favorite fighter. This is one of the fights that I was obviously so looking forward to. Arguably my most anticipated fight, although I love the main event. But I'm pretty upset that this is happening, and this is going to be pushed out for a long time. But Justin, the injury and the severity of it, can you speak about it and speak about what you think the road to recovery is going to look like?
Man, well, if you guys know, I have a very similar injury. I shouldn't say similar. I should say the exact same injury. I had herniated disc surgery just a couple of years ago. And man, it's the road to the surgery wasn't that bad. The road to recovery isn't really that bad. But I'll tell you what, my comeback after surgery, mentally, I have found myself fighting not to lose. And what I mean by that is I'm not as risky as I used to be. I'm a little bit more tame per se, because going through that whole process, man, it just was a brutal. Like, the surgery was good. I mean, it's not that it's just the process is long, and I find myself in fights like not risking as much because I don't want to compromise myself and compromise my neck anymore. I tap out a lot sooner to guillotine chokes. I tap out a lot sooner to rear naked chokes because, again, it only takes that one wrong move to put yourself back at square one. And I'm just curious how Kayla's going to come back, how she's going to rebound from that. You know, she might come back and say, fuck it, I'm rich. It's not worth the risk. Or, you know, she might come back and be a little more hesitant, kind of like I have been in the last couple of years. I guess time will tell. It's going to be fighter to fighter, in my opinion.
I think that though, but Kayla is so obsessed about being the best in the world, definitively, objectively across the board. I just feel like she's gonna come back and still, I hope she comes back and still is risky. Amari, let me turn over to you.
I got one more piece.
Justin, take it away. Go for it.
Not to cut you off, but it's not, dude. Like, it's when I was training for the UFC, I wanted to be the best in the world. It's not a conscious thought. It's not a conscious thought. It's not like, oh yeah, it's not like I go in there and like, oh, well, I had neck surgery, so I'm going to be a little more hesitant. You find yourself in compromising situations. You find yourself in a bad position in a fight to where a guy's cranking on your neck, and you have you have all these new thoughts and these new emotions, And it's not a conscious thought. It's a subconscious feeling. It's a subconscious thought. And man, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen to her, but it's what happened to me. I'm 36 years old as well. And, it's like I'd be in these positions and I just wouldn't try to get out of them as like I would before. I don't know. I just felt that I fought a lot more, a lot more
Cautious.
safe, a lot more
Yeah.
cautious after my neck surgery. And I'm not saying that's going to happen to Kayla, but it's definitely a possibility.
Okay, and before I turn it over to Amari, Justin, real quick, Kamar is asking, have you tried yoga?
I've done yoga before. Yeah, I usually do yoga leading up to fights, like hot yoga to get a sweat going. But again, dude, we're talking about spine surgery. We're talking about neck surgery. It's not just something that, hey, I'm going to do yoga and I'm going to feel good from it. I mean,
Sure.
you don't want to be compromised, because when I had my herniated disc, I lost mobility on my left side. My bench press went from, I don't know, 260, 275 to about 100 pounds
Oh,
overnight. Imagine if I think Amari's frozen. If you
yeah.
hook stim to your muscles.
Oh, I think we just lost Justin. Oh, no. Looks like we've lost Justin and Amari. Amari, can you hear us? I don't know. I think it might just be me. It's the Huzaifa show right now. All right. Well, anyways, it's a bummer that Justin got cut off there. I'm sure he's going to rejoin and be able to finish that story. But yeah, just going back to like my overall reaction. Yeah, we lost you for a second.
Sorry. Yeah, somebody called.
Go ahead and finish your thought, and then I'll chime in. And we lost Amari too, but hopefully he'll be back on soon.
Yeah, it wasn't a service thing. Somebody called. I'm an idiot. I put my phone number in a crypto thing, and I get fucking 17 calls from this guy a day. And it's like, bro, I blocked 3 of his numbers anyways. But yeah, man, neck surgery is the real deal, because like I said, I lost, like I went from like a 275 bench to, and I had 3 inches of atrophy on my tricep. Imagine if you take an electric stim, even a slight one, you hook it up, your muscle pumps, it pumps, it pumps. When they would hook stim up to my tricep, it would just feel like burning. It wouldn't, there was no pulse, there was no reaction. It just felt like burning, electricity was burning. And depending how severe her grade is, man, it's really tough to come back from that.
Here's the silver lining to the whole situation, because me personally, obviously, like I've mentioned, I was very devastated. And now you're wondering if we'll ever get this perfect fight. How many times, it doesn't happen, I mean, all the time, but like it does happen where it seems like these absolute beautiful fights, like John Jones versus Francis, we can name a bunch of others. Like they're so close and they just seem to slip out of our fingers. The fear is now that we're going to miss out on this fight completely, which would be devastating, but we're going to think positive thoughts. Now, the silver lining is this. The road to recovery that Kayla Harrison outlined, she said that it's going to take about 6 months before she's fully recovered. I don't know if that's legit or not, but I do imagine that she's going to be pouring the money in to get the best of the best treatment. She's probably going to do stem cell therapy. She's going to do everything from top to bottom to get back as quickly as possible. The silver lining is that we might get this at the UFC for the White House. What do you think about that? Does that silver lining actually make you be like, okay, you know what? This could actually work out better. What do you think?
Too many variables, man. Surgery has to go good. Then rehab has to go good. Then she's gonna have to get back into training. I think the UFC White House. I don't want to dampen your plans, but I think the UFC White House is a little too soon, man, because there are so many. This isn't a broken bone. This is the spine, and there's just so many variables in that situation. Things that could go wrong in surgery, things that could go wrong in rehab. Is she going to be hesitant in training? There's just too many variables. I just don't see that happening. I mean, with medical advances, and if Kayla feels good, it could happen. I just don't see it happening.
Fair enough. Okay, well, I guess we shall see. Now, in the short term, let's quickly talk about what has happened to UFC 324. Obviously, we saw Sean O'Malley moved up. Kamaru says he's going to subscribe. Let's go. Thank you, my friend. Welcome. We are happy to have you. Thank you for joining today.
Question. I have a question for Kamaru. Hey,
yes.
I went to India. Babajit, trained over with Babajit. I was on SFL, that's the Super Fight League, and MTV India. I'm curious, have you heard of the SFL? Have you watched the SFL? If so, I fought in the SFL back on MTV back in like 2018. So if you're a fan of the SFL, boom, I was on the Gujarat Warriors.
Yeah, let's go. And I'm Gujarati. How crazy. We have all these random coincidences, me and Justin. All right. So we'll wait to see if Kumar does respond, but he might have
I
bounced
got
already.
another crazy coincidence, and I'm not going to go, but Huzaifa used to hang out at the same place that I used to work.
But let's not go.
I'm leaving it at that. I'm leaving it at that. He used to hang out at the same place I work in the state. We're from the same state. I used to work at this place that he used to hang out. How crazy is that? Like, it's just that coincidence to me is just so wild.
Actually, we'll just say what it was. It's a strip club. Let's just be real. It's okay.
Under the bus like that,
it's okay. It's
regardless,
okay.
He used to hang out there. I used to work there, and we didn't even know each other until, I don't know, 5 years ago.
Just hope my parents aren't listening right now. But like, basically, there was a girl that I used to kind of see a little bit, and then she was working there, and then I got out of a relationship, and then I started going to hang out with her, and then she introduced me to all the. Anyways, that's what happened. It was a long time ago. It was like 20 years ago. Okay, but yeah, we have a lot of cross paths in this world. So let's talk. Oh, Kumar says, I am new to MMA. I will look you up. Let's go. Look up Justin James. Let's go. Kumar, you're a legend. Appreciate you. Yeah, so let's talk about the card now. Obviously, Sean O'Malley has moved up to the co-main, but what's really cool, this is what I predicted in my video, got to give myself a little pat on the back here, but I predicted they were going to move up Natalia Silva against Rose because they could have a female fight in the card. They did just that, and but it's lower down on the card. I think, no, but hold on, Justin, I know you're not a big fan of Rose, but you haven't really seen Natalia Silva fight. Like, dude, she's sick, man. You like striking. She's like a karate master. She throws crazy. If I remember correctly, she throws like a crazy lead side kick that she just like whips up there and can just connect with the face and the head so easily. She's very, very she's just very, very quick, very, very fast. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm predicting Silva. I think she's going to smash Rose, honestly, because Rose has been around for a long time. She's a legend, but that's what I think. So anyways, that's the new landscape of the main card. I think I'm excited for that fight. And I think Justin just got kicked off again. I'm excited for that fight, but yeah, obviously majorly devastated here that we're losing Kayla Harrison. Figgy should have been moved up. I thought about, you know what though, but I knew it wasn't going to be that because the UFC wants to have, I think, one female fight. Obviously, you lose a female fight. I think they thought, all right, let's put up a female fight. Anyways, the other thing about this too, it's a good fight because Natalia Silva she's a great fighter and she's got a really, really fun fight style. But I would have totally been down for Figueiredo versus Umar. I'm a huge Umar fan. I'd love to see him get the title shot next if Sean O'Malley can't pull off the victory on Saturday. Okay, we have another piece of very, 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 in my opinion, this is very big news. Okay, Justin, you may have anticipated this already, but to me, this is like massive that this was released because I still thought it was going to be Chandler versus McGregor, and apparently this is not the case. Now, I'm going to show you, Justin, if you haven't seen the clip yet, we're going to show you exactly what Dana White had to say. He does not mince words here. This is from my video, so you're going to see double Huzaifa here, but check this out. News, Dana White was asked this question, and listen to how he responds, man. He shuts it down. No ifs, ands, or buts.
White House fight.
I know there's like all the talk of Michael Chandler and Conor. Do you see like that as like a realistic thing?
No, I mean, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, so that's not nothing you'd entertain for the White House.
No.
Like done, not emphatically, bro. That's it. There's no two ways about it. Justin, let me turn it over to you and get your reaction first. I made a video about it yesterday, and I have my guess as to what the UFC is planning. But let me get your take first. Surprised, not surprised, happy, not happy? Give me your thoughts.
First thing, I want to apologize. I've been cut off twice. I coach high school wrestling, for you guys know, and the parents and the wrestlers have been calling me through this because weigh-ins are at 1:30. That's why I keep getting cut off, so I apologize ahead of that. Now, going on to this matchup, I do not want to see the battle of the losers. We have two of the biggest losers recently in MMA right now. I couldn't care less about that fight. Conor McGregor, if he wants to be on the card, he has to have his third match with Nate Diaz. It's the only fight that makes sense. I was actually going back and forth with somebody on Instagram last night on a post. Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz is the only fight that makes sense. Who cares about Michael Chandler? We're talking about a former teammate of mine. Who cares about Michael Chandler, man? Like, he's 2-6 in the UFC. Like, I don't give a fuck. He's beat Tony Ferguson. He beat Dan Hooker in his debut or excuse me. Like, I don't care about that matchup. I don't want to talk about that matchup. I don't care if that matchup happens. I'm probably going to and I'll probably watch it, but I'll watch it reluctantly. Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz is the fight to make if Conor comes back. There's no other fights I care to entertain.
Okay, so Tehran is in agreement with you. He says it's going to be Diaz versus Conor. By the way, 10-7 is in the mix. What's up, 10-7? He also said they want to move away from Umar. They don't like Dagestan. I don't know about that. I feel like specific Dagestani fighters, especially those in Khabib's camp, I think they have a lot of star quality and a lot of bang for their presence in terms of people in their region that are big fans of them. So I'm not totally sure. Plus, dude, Umar's a wicked kickboxer. Like, his fight style is incredible. He's not a grappler first. He's a kickboxer first. So I don't know if I totally agree with that. We got a couple other comments. 10-7. No, let's go to this one first. Toronto says, since the number cards are free now, do you think they still have that pay-per-view atmosphere? I mean, I think so. I'd like to hope so. For me, I'm still going to be just as excited, but I guess we shall see. And then the 10-7 says, why not bring Tony back and have him fight Conor? Come on, dog. No. We're not bringing Tony Ferguson back.
Battle of the losers, man. I don't want to see any battle of the losers. I want to see winning fighters.
So coming back to Nate Diaz, and actually, yeah, Nate Diaz got a victory on his way out against Tony Ferguson. Look, I think this is exactly what it means. Mr. Clapper is saying Conor is done. I actually disagree. I think that Dana White was asked about Conor separately, and he's like, we'll see. We're not sure. I think what's happening is they want Conor. I think Paramount wants Conor more than anything because he's the biggest star. He's going to get the most people subscribing. It's a given. It's obvious. I guarantee you, if Conor gets on the card, they might get literally like 1 million new subscribers just for him, just for people want to tune in. They might cancel afterwards, but they're going to at least subscribe and try it out to see that fight. So they want Conor more than anything. Now, the way that Dana White is just kind of completely dismissing the Chandler fight, this is what he does. This is the same thing that he did when he talked about Arman Sarukian and being like, no, he's got to earn his way back up. It wasn't that he has to earn his way back up. I don't think. It's just that the Paddy versus Gaethje fight was going to be more fan friendly. It's going to be better for Paramount and better for this era. But he's going to say that publicly because people are going to be upset about the meritocracy in the UFC. He has to give a reason. This is the same thing. He's giving a reason. He's like laughing at, oh, what are you talking about? That was years ago. But like the fight never happened. It still makes sense. They're still talking about it. But that's his way of saying, no, we've got something better that's going to have more of a bang. And that's why we're writing it off and blowing it off in this fashion. And I think that bigger, better thing is exactly what you guys are saying. It's going to be Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor. And the thing about Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor, the thing that's superior here to Mike Chandler, even though I want to see Mike Chandler versus Conor, I'm one of the few, only because I think Conor would have starched him and I want to see Conor get the victory. But dude, Nate Diaz is a massive star, and there's so many OG fans of the UFC that are even fans prior to Nate Diaz that love Nick Diaz that are going to tune in for that. So if you get to, because honestly, Chandler's not really, he's like, we like him. He's fun as a UFC fan and stuff like that, but he's not known anywhere else, right? But you have Nate Diaz. Now he's got some crossover appeal. It's just going to be that much of a bigger fight. I'm going to turn it over to you, Amari, in 1 second. Let me just read a couple more comments. Tehran says Chandler should probably just retire. He's 39. I still want to see Chandler fight. Me personally, if he wants to fight, I want to see him fight. Whether he may not be the most skilled fighter out there, but he throws with ferocity. He always has interesting outcomes, like the fight against Paddy, even though he got beaten up, but it was a very entertaining fight. 7-7 says, you see Kevin Vallejos get a main event, UFC strapping a rocket ship to his back. No, I did not see that, but I'm going to check that out. Here's my theory. UFC didn't book Arman Paddy because they know Arman beats Paddy. Yeah, it's two reasons. They think he's going to beat him, and they want the Paddy Topuria super fight, number one. Number two, this is also a slam dunk for the UFC. You're right, but you're 100% right, Tehran. But this is also a slam dunk that is going to be action-packed with Justin Gaethje. All right, but we're going to come back to that. Amari, let me turn it over to you. Talking about Dana White shutting down Conor versus Chandler, give us your reaction and also let us know, what do you think the UFC then instead has in plans for Conor McGregor?
Yeah, like you were saying, it's definitely Chandler's always super exciting, and I think it would be like a good matchup, him and Chandler, because he is on a losing skid, and I think we're really curious to see if Conor's still got it or not, if he's still got that edge or that fast twitch, you know what I mean? And so it was definitely an interesting matchup. I didn't know if it belonged on the White House card. To me, that just seems like it's going to be such a historic event, first ever of its kind. So I would like to give that type of reward to the people who have been, working hard, like they're in the mix currently. You know what I mean? And so I'm not too heartbroken that it's not on the White House card specifically. I don't know. Does that mean the fight's totally off? Are Conor and Chandler never going to happen? What do you think?
My opinion is that it's totally off. I think Dana White laughed at it so much that I don't think he wants to put that fight on. That's my 2 cents, but I think it is. I think theoretically it is possible. But let me come back to what you were saying and let me respond, because you mentioned, hey, it's going to be such a big event. You want to potentially give it to other fighters, almost like on a meritocracy basis. Let me give you my thought as to why I think the UFC is, and Paramount in particular. I think Paramount is pressuring the UFC potentially to get Conor on. Conor is, at the end of the day, still the biggest crossover star the sport has to offer, whether that's a sad fact or not, but it's just a true fact. And I think that because Paramount spent so much money on the UFC deal, by most accounts, they overpaid, that they need to capitalize on Conor while he's still available. And the best way, the super way to put gasoline on an already raging fire is you get him on the UFC White House card, which is going to be the most globally watched event anyways. So that's why I think they're going to push super hard to get Conor against somebody. But let me ask you this. First of all, what do you think about my take? Do you agree or disagree? Oh yeah, Amari, you're muted.
Oh, am I back now?
Yeah, you're back now.
There we go. Yeah, I don't, my heart doesn't agree, but yeah, my mind agrees. You're absolutely right. You know, there's a lot of people who just know who Conor McGregor is. And if Paramount's looking to make a statement, I think that'd be a really awesome, actually, business decision to get him on.
Yes. Isn't it so crazy that we're so far from Conor's last fight, yet still a lot of people only know Conor? I think we lost Amari right now, but that people still only know Conor McGregor when you bring up the UFC. So that's pretty crazy. Justin, give me a prediction. What do you think is going to go down with Conor versus Nate? Who do you think gets it?
Man, I got to go with Nate Diaz. He's been more active. He takes training more serious. He's not big on partying, you know. And I just saw Nick Diaz, actually, and I was talking about this on Instagram last night. Nick Diaz has been at the tours. I saw him working with Jake Shields. That gives me hope that maybe Nate is going to come down and do a whole fight camp down there. If that's the case, I'm going to be jumping back into pro practice, learning from both those legends.
Dude, yeah, wait, Nick Diaz I've seen footage of him training at Extreme Couture with Jake Shields, right? Okay. Yeah, that's so cool, man. That's amazing. I'm going down to Extreme Couture next Thursday. I got huge news, by the way, guys. I made a video about Smila Sundell. I'm gonna talk about it later on. I won't talk about it too much, but I'm gonna be seeing Smila Sundell next week and in Vegas. So I'm gonna be seeing her live, and I got a really good seat, like very close to the basically front row ticket. So I'm really, really excited about that. And here's my okay. So Tehran says, not topic related, but I'm predicting Charles to knock out Holloway standing. Interesting. I don't even know. I don't know how to predict this fight. I feel like Charles is gonna win too. Charles is so good, man. People are sleeping on Charles right now because probably he got knocked out by Topuria, and I don't know. And wait, who did Charles? Hold on a second. Has Charles fought since I'm totally blanking. He has fought, right? He beat Chandler. What am I saying? Charles Oliveira. No, what that was before. Hold on, I'm losing my timeline. He beat Chandler. Then he went and he fought Topuria. He lost. Let me see. Is that his last fight? Let me double. I'm looking at his record right now. Charles Oliveira. No, yeah, that's right. He beat Gamrot. What am I saying? He beat Gamrot, and so Charles is back. Yeah, I could see that. I could see Charles going in there and beating Holloway. Now, I don't know if it's going to be by knockout, but I could 100% see that. 10-7, hypothetical. We're at a bar on Friday night getting wasted. What does Justin drink? What do you drink?
Oh, I thought you were going to answer for me. Guinness, White Russian, Jack and Coke.
There we go. Well, that's what he had last weekend when we were.
Or light beer. I'll drink a light beer too.
Okay. I get that sparkling water or some kava. You guys got to try kava if you are on the no alcohol kick like I am. All right. We got another story. Amari, I know we lost you, but now you're back. We're going to turn it over to you first. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to turn off this little timer thingy. Okay. So this is actually a pretty interesting story. Dude, Kamaru Usman's brother just got popped. He got popped for taking testosterone, and he also got popped for taking a peptide that I've taken called BPC 157, which is amazing for healing injuries. Amari, this is the question that I wanted to ask both of you guys as fighters. You know, there's been allegations. I don't know how serious, but there have been allegations that Kamaru Usman is a PED user. But, you know, it was mostly from like Colby and random people, and obviously nothing's ever been verified. But now his brother gets popped. Does this mean, in your mind, does this mean that, hey, that makes it that much more likely for Kamaru Usman to have been doing this stuff? Or do you look at this as like totally unrelated?
Oh man, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. I didn't know, Kamaru Usman was in the hot seat for that stuff in the first place. So it's definitely an interesting connection. I'd be curious to see what Justin has to say about it.
Justin, take it away. What are your thoughts on this story? Because I saw it in the morning. I was like, oh, I wonder what that means. Their family, you know?
I think so. And I'll tell you this, I think it should just be legal across the board. I mean, you're talking to old guys like myself.
Wait, Justin, pause real quick. There's something wrong with your audio. I don't know what's going on. It's sounding all cracked. Okay, Justin's gonna pop back on. So I think what Justin was saying though is he has a pretty interesting stance on PEDs because he feels like so many people are using them all the time. He just wants it all legalized and let everybody do whatever they're gonna do. That way we don't have to question, is this guy on it or is this guy on it, off it? I mean it's a bit of it. There's merit to that take. Although I think it opens up a massive door for, PED abuse and whatnot. And I think it'd be a very complicated issue. All right, but we're going to have Justin, are you there? Your audio is still super jacked up. The audio is still super. Okay. Okay, we're gonna mute you for now, and I'm gonna put Justin off to the side here. But yeah, I think that makes it a tricky situation. I'm really curious to see what the rest of the MMA world has to say on this front. But I saw that, I was like, dang, that's kind of a crazy thing. Mr. Clapper says, especially if he's trying to going back to, all right. We got a couple people going back to what we were talking about before with Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway. And Mr. Clapper says, got to say Holloway. Interesting, especially if he tries standing with him. But I do think it's a very close fight. I don't know about that because I think you're obviously referring to Holloway's boxing. His boxing is probably better than Oliveira's. But like, dude, I don't know. When I watch Oliveira fight, I feel like he looks like a professional Muay Thai fighter. I mean, the guy has progressed so far in his stand-up game. So it's a bit more of a dynamic striking game. Plus, he's got the threat of that takedown. I think that he's obviously going to be superior on the ground. And when there's a threat of the takedown, that always improves the striking. So I don't know. I'm feeling pretty confident about Oliveira. Amari, let me turn it over to you.
I think I'm gonna go Holloway on that one. He always seems to surprise us, man. I mean, he's gone in there with some killers, like guys that we thought would just like totally overpower him, or at least try to wrestle him and take him down and keep him there. But no one's really been able to outside of Ilia Topuria, really put on like a dominance performance against Holloway. It's hard to just count him out ever. So I'm rooting for Holloway. Stylistically, I'm a big fan of Holloway as well. So, but I love Charles. That's just the game, though. If we're picking one, I'm going Holloway.
That is true. Holloway actually does have really, really good takedown defense because a lot of guys try and take him down. He does great at defending that. But man, I just, you talk about him always finding a way to win. And I agree with that. And his stand-up looking so good. But like, yeah, I don't know. I guess we shall see. I just feel like Charles is more well-rounded, more comfortable at the weight class. Maybe not though. I don't know. Max did pretty good against Justin. I'm still gonna go with my heart. I gotta pick Charles Oliveira. Big fan of Max Holloway. I mean, who isn't? There's no such thing as a Max Holloway hater. But I'm gonna go with Charles Oliveira. Justin, we got a little off topic here, but I do want to get your take still on the PED stuff. Real quick, Max Holloway versus Oliveira. Who do you got?
I thought, Max Holloway, I think, knocks him out. I mean, I think Charles Oliveira is a great boxer, but I think he takes too much damage. Max Holloway is just a little too precise. And I mean, it's crazy that people are saying that Max Holloway is going to get knocked out. I mean, up until he fought Ilia Topuria, he has never been knocked out. Now people are just going to go off cuff and say he's going to get knocked out in his next fight. I just don't see that happening.
All right, it's 2 versus 1. Guys, something insane just came up in the comments. I don't know if this is true whatsoever. This is horrendous if this is true. You guys know
I saw that this morning as well. I saw that.
Is this real?
I saw it on a spoof page, so I don't think it's real.
Oh, hold on. It says breaking: Kadyrov's son reportedly in critical condition after car accident. And I know, hold on, let's just read the story. This is insane. Wait, what's going on? What? Sources reported that Chimaev may have died. Hold on. Oh my God. What in the hell is going on?
I can't look it up or it'll close out my browser.
No, don't worry about it. I am trying to see this. It's in Russian. Dang it. Okay. All right. Listen, let's not jump to conclusions just yet. This is
Why don't you just
insane.
Google it? Just Google it. It'll be fucking.
I
everywhere.
did. I just Googled Khamzat Chimaev is alive. Hold on. I mean, that's what I'm doing, but hold on. News. These are all old. It's not, I think it's too soon. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let's just wait and see. I'm not going to focus on it too much. I think it's too preliminary. It's obviously been very documented on this channel that Khamzat is like my favorite. I'm like a super duper super fan of Khamzat. And, let's see what happens. Let's hope that this is a incorrect news story. It was just random reports. Oh, Maji has confirmed that Khamzat is okay. Can you send me that? Can you link that 10-7? Let's pray that he's not only okay, that like he just, okay, hold on. Been asked and seeing tweets that Khamzat was in a car accident. His manager tells me that that's not true. Oh, bro, 10-7, you freaked me out. That, yeah, his manager just said that he's in Abu Dhabi and he's totally fine. He's not even anywhere near Chechnya. Okay, yeah. And then, this is, okay, hold on. Louis, so basically my assistant Louisa just texted me something from Ariel Helwani saying that been asked and seeing tweets that Khamzat was in a car accident. His manager tells me it's not true. He's all good, folks. What the heck, dog? You freaked me out. Okay, no, it's all good, 10-7. We appreciate it. This is the other, by the way, Amari, this is the other 10-7, and we're super cool with them. They started their YouTube channel right around the same time, and like we basically have identical names, but they're doing really good content as well. So just kind of a fun coincidence. All right. Anyways, oh my God, I almost lost my mind there. All right, we got a new fight announcement. And I see Justin making his way to wrestling practice. So let's turn it over to Amari first.
I'm a tournament, but I still have some time.
Oh, okay. We got Joe Pyfer versus Israel Adesanya. This is a huge fight. Joe Pyfer had a really great victory last time. It's also a big jump in the rankings. Joe Pyfer on Ariel Helwani's show recently was saying how he's so grateful for this matchup. Obviously, you fight a star like Israel Adesanya when you're ranked like 15th in the middleweight division. I mean, that's got to be a blessing. So he's very excited about that. I wanted to turn it over to Amari first in this matchup. What are your thoughts? I mean, Izzy honestly still looks amazing to me, even though he's on a 3-fight losing streak, which is insane to even think to put that phrase in the same sentence as Israel Adesanya with his incredible accolades and everything. But like, he still looked amazing to me in every single fight. He looked good against DDP until he lost. He looked good against Imavov until he lost. So like, to me, I think he's still got it. But Amari, what do you foresee for this matchup? Oh, I think you're muted. You're muted, but yeah, there you go.
Oh, there you go. I might be a little delayed too. I apologize for that. But in one corner we got Izzy, and he's coming off of a break. I think that was the last thing we heard from him after his last loss, that he wasn't in a rush coming back or anything like that. And so he might be taking a bit of he was taking a bit of a break. So we got that guy probably trying to prove that he's still got it. Maybe he's still got another title run in him. But it's against, Joe Pyfer, who's, like you're saying, he's got a lot of momentum going for him right now. And I think there's something to be said. I mean, some guys, it's just their time, right? They're on a hot streak. They got good momentum going. And, you got to ask yourself, who's training harder? The guy who's, looking to get into the rankings, or, the guy who's looking to keep his spot in the rankings and, keep his legacy alive. And so I'm going to have to give this one to Joe Pyfer, just with the momentum that he's got going on. I think that's a huge factor, and I think it's going to show a lot in his fight coming up.
All right, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to stick with Izzy. I'm going to say he's still got it. I'm going to say he's looking to get one back. He's going to be hungry enough to do that time and again. He's shown us that he's got that champ mentality. Justin, take it away. Who do you got? Do you got Joe Pyfer, or do you have Israel Adesanya?
I got to go with Izzy, man. He's already been there. He's done that. He's fought the best of the best. Yeah, he's on a 3-fight skid. They've all been against killers. I think this is too much of a jump up in competition per Pyfer. I think he's going to have a lot of success in the sport, but I think this is just too big of a step up in competition.
Joe Pyfer is on a 3-fight win streak compared to Izzy on a 3-fight losing streak. Also, we have an age differential. Joe Pyfer is 29 versus Izzy at 36, so 7-year age differential. But I mean, 36, I don't feel. I know it always varies, but I don't think 36 is that old. The guy's still training. He's probably got access to the best medical, treatment you can get. What's all around. So I guess we shall see. But either way, I think it's a dope fight. So I'm very excited for that this was announced. Always love to see Izzy come back. We got a couple comments. Mr. Clapper says that was fake news about Hamza. Yeah, thank God, dude. That would have been insane. Tehran says, I'm rolling with Izzy. Let's go, Izzy. Tehran is Izzy will be too smart for Pyfer. Mr. Clapper says Pyfer is a heavy hitter. Yes, he is. That's absolutely true. I think he wins exactly what the insurance salesman said. Let's go. Mr. Clapper's with you, dog. With you, Amari. Okay. Now, that's a pretty cool fight. Now, last topic for today. We're going to be moving on. We're just going to do a fun look through at UFC 324 after Kayla Harrison is now out of the main event along with what's it called? Amanda Nunes. So here we go. Let's take a look at this card from top to bottom. We're just going to have some fun here. Justin's already made some prediction videos that are doing really, really well on YouTube. So if you guys want to check those out, you can. But let's just go top to bottom. Take it away, guys. Amari, let's hear your thoughts first. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. What's your prediction?
Dude, Justin Gaethje, but dude, Paddy Pimblett's really surprised me with his fight against Michael Chandler, so I'm really looking forward to that one. But I'm rooting for my boy, our highlight over here, and I think he's probably going to retire after he wins. Yeah, isn't that the talk, or am I making that up?
Well, he's gone back and forth on saying whether he will or he won't. I don't think he'll retire. If he loses, I could see him retiring, but he hasn't confirmed that. I think that's just the rumor. If he wins, I imagine he'll want to fight Ilya at the White House or have some big fight maybe at the White House as the current champ. That's what I think will happen. Justin, you made your video, but give it to us one more time. Who do you predict and why?
Here's the thing. Justin Gaethje, you know, and Paddy Pimblett was great against Michael Chandler. But again, we're talking about a guy that's on. I gotta take this. I have one in my car. We have. Sorry, I just can't stop. Yes. Get back to my thought. Yeah, Paddy Pimblett looked great against Michael Chandler. I thought Michael Chandler was going to win. But with that being said, Michael Chandler's in a huge losing streak. Justin Gaethje has his whole career, his legacy on the line. As I mentioned in my prediction video, I think the leg kicks of Justin Gaethje are going to be the difference maker. And here's the thing that people don't understand. Justin Gaethje doesn't care if you're in an orthodox stance. Justin Gaethje doesn't care if you're in a southpaw stance. He's going to be baiting the legs of Paddy Pimblett up so ruthlessly. Paddy hasn't experienced anything like that. With that being said as well, Paddy fought a friend and teammate of mine. And in my prediction video, he fought Luigi, and he fought, what's the other guy? Roberto, I believe his name is.
The monkey, the monkey dance guy. He
no,
fought
that's
your boy.
Jordan Levitt.
Jordan Levitt, yeah.
Jordan Levitt doesn't have that much power. When you saw him fight Luigi took it on a short notice fight. He had a lot of success landing big early on. I think that Paddy takes a little bit too much damage, and Justin Gaethje is going to knock him out. I put $500 at plus 325.
Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, Justin made a really convincing argument. He did actually moderately sway me, but I'm going back to Paddy. I've been listening to a lot of interviews. You know, you mentioned the Luigi Vendramini fight, and I mean, but that was so long ago. And Paddy, he did say this. Now, granted, every fighter is going to talk themselves up to some extent, but he talks about how he's in the gym constantly, even when he's fat, even when he's skinny. He's always training, always evolving, always learning. So I have to believe that we're going to see we're already seeing a completely different Paddy. He's doing a better job about keeping his chin tucked. Now, granted, he will keep it up, but that's usually when he's at a distance. When he comes in to actually engage in a back-to-back, a back-and-forth striking exchange, he does actually tuck the chin a lot better now than he used to. When you bring up the calf kicks, that's the thing that has me a little bit worried. But with the exception of the calf kicks, as long as he can do a reasonable job checking those with his additional ability to take down, wrestle, throw those crazy ground and pound elbows, plus he's such an unorthodox striker, I don't know, man. I'm going to go. I have to go with Paddy. I think that unorthodox striking is really underrated, and it gives people a lot of trouble, a lot of difficulty. We see that with so many unorthodox strikers, how the matchup is difficult. So I'm going to go Paddy. I think he's going to be more dynamic. I think he's going to be bigger. I think he's going to have more range. So I'm going to say Paddy Pimblett, and that's also what the UFC wants. So I think it's going to go in that direction. Let's move on to the co-main. I'm going to start again with Amari. Amari, take it away. Give us your thoughts on the co-main.
First off, I just want to say you guys are really knowledgeable about the sport and stuff. This is fun doing this stuff with you guys. I'm over here. I'm just kind of like more like a fan. I'm like, yeah, let's go Justin Gaethje just because I'm a fan. But kind of the same deal with Sean O'Malley. I'm a big Sean O'Malley fan, and so dude, when he's got the magic phone, when he's in his flow state, he's pretty unstoppable. But yeah, he does have this guy in front of him, Song Yadong. He hits really hard, and he's a tough dude to crack as well. So. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a test for Sean. He's going to have to, if there's anything that Sean kind of struggles with, it's his durability. And so that might get tested a little bit, but I think he's going to come out with the dub with just precision striking there.
All right, Justin, I think, Justin, you're going to be in agreement. I think all three of us are going to be in agreement here. Justin, take it away. Final thoughts. Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong.
I'll give you a breakdown of both of these guys pretty well. Just a short breakdown. We look at Song Yadong, very tough, very young, very durable. But as Amari mentioned, he is a power puncher. His right hand, there's been times where he'll triple his right hand, where he'll go straight right, overhand right. It all depends on the range. Now, I think he's a little one-dimensional for Sean O'Malley. Again, he's not going to try to wrestle Sean. He's going to be looking to land that big right hand. Now, you look at Sean O'Malley on the other hand. Sean O'Malley, to me, does his best work in and out, in and out. He'll fight with his hands down. He's going to lure Song Yadong in with his in and out foot moving. He's going to frustrate him with the jab. And just like he landed on Aljamain Sterling, Song Yadong is going to get frustrated early. He's going to try to come in with reckless abandonment to land that right hand. And Sean O'Malley, whether he's in the southpaw stance, whether he's in the right-handed stance, he's going to land that straight shot from the right hand or the left hand, and he's going to put Song Yadong out. I think Sean O'Malley is just a little too technical. He's a little too, I don't know, he's just a little too diverse, per se. Like I said, he can fight out of the orthodox stance, he can fight out of the southpaw stance, and he's going to frustrate Song coming in, coming out. He's going to land that beautiful backhand, whether it's the right hand or the left hand. He's going to knock Sean Yadong out.
Let's go. Okay, I can't stand up to that technical analysis whatsoever, but I'm just going to say with my heart, I'm going with Sean O'Malley. That's the guy that I want to win. And the best thing is if he wins, he's going to call out Petr Yan. Love him, hate him. He's going to bring eyeballs. It's going to be a fun fight. Let's see that rematch of this new version of Petr Yan that dominated Merab versus Sean O'Malley. We can have it at the White House. I mean, come on, that's lit. And what if Sean O'Malley goes out there at the White House card and beats Petr Yan? That would be so sick. So this would be a beautiful story if it does happen. I'm going with Sean O'Malley all day long. And obviously, he's the hometown hero from Montana and Fusion Fight League. So we got to support our boy, Sean O'Malley. All right, unanimous. Here we go to the newborn star in the UFC, Salsa Boy, aka Waldo Cortez Acosta. I'm going to start on this one. I'm going Salsa Boy all day. No technical analysis here, just because of the momentum. This guy crushed it last year. Had 5 fights, 4-1. Had the eye poke by Ante Dalia, and then said, "No, I want to keep fighting," and smashed him. He made the pirate thing, making fun of Tom Aspinall. I mean, I hate to rub it in the face of super Tom Aspinall fans, but like it was kind of lit how he did that. And then he said, I just had 2 fights back to back, like a month apart. I want to fight again in December. Instead, they put him at UFC 324, fighting a fan favorite in Derek Lewis. But I'm going Salsa Boy all day. Amari, who do you got in this fight and why?
Haven't heard a whole lot about the Salsa Boy, so I'm going to have to go with Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. I mean, he's going to be trouble for anybody. So my vote's Derek Lewis, but I don't know a whole lot about this other guy.
Fair enough. Well, Derek Lewis, obviously an OG of the game, huge knockout power. And a lot of people are predicting Derek Lewis. You just can't count him out. And I feel like he's getting better, even though he's in his 40s now, staying super trim, looking like his physique is improving and throwing in, actually like you, Amari, he threw in a flying knee a couple fights ago. So yeah, I mean, Derek Lewis is definitely not a bad pick whatsoever, but I got to go Salsa Boy. Justin, for the final word, who do you got in this one?
All right, so when we talk from a betting standpoint, I was actually talking to Aaron about this fight last night, so I do have a bunch of knowledge on it. Derek Lewis is he's over plus 200. From a betting standpoint, I think that's a good bet because Derek Lewis can knock anybody out at any time. Derek Lewis is a fan favorite. The fans want to see him win. But when you talk about Derek Lewis's why and why he fights and what he wants to gain from fighting, Derek Lewis doesn't want to fight for a championship. He doesn't want to fight in 5-round fights. He wants to get in there and knock guys out early. Salsa Boy coming into this matchup with incredible momentum. He's becoming a fan favorite. He's a great striker. I think he's the much more technical striker. I think there's a reason Salsa Boy is the big favorite in this fight. I'm taking Salsa Boy because he's going to take Derek Lewis in the late rounds. Now, if I was going to bet this fight, I'm going to bet Derek Lewis only because of the odds. Not saying that I think he's going to win, but he's over plus 200, and Derek Lewis can land that knockout shot at any time. From a betting standpoint, I'm staying away from this fight. My heart's going with Salsa Boy, but Derek Lewis can knock him out at any time.
All right, that's great breakdown. Let's go, Salsa Boy. Who knows? He gets the victory. Calls for that interim title shot against Cyril Gane. Now, here's what I was telling you guys about Natalia Silva, and not gonna go into details, but there may be other reasons why the UFC wants to put Natalia Silva front and center. But anyways, yeah, coming back to this fight here, I'm gonna have to go with Natalia Silva. She's killing it right now. She's number 2. She's right there for a title shot. I think she would be amazing as a flyweight champion, and like I said, as a striker myself, I love to see her striking. I think it's picture perfect. Her technique is amazing, and she's very, very fast. Really, really fun fighter to watch. Amari, do you got a preference in this fight? Do you have a leaning as to which way it could go?
Not too much, but I am a big fan of Rose, especially when she's on her game. So depending on which Rose shows up, I mean, that's going to be a big factor in this fight. And so I'm going to have to give the edge out to her again, just because I know a little bit more about Rose. Don't know a whole much about the other gal, but yeah, I'm pulling for Rose on this one.
Dude, check her out. I don't think, Justin, you haven't seen too much. Oh, Justin, if you could do a breakdown on this fight next week, that'd be amazing. But Justin, I know you haven't done that yet, but you give us your thoughts. I know you're not a fan of Rose too much, but how do you see this fight going?
I'm not, I don't want to sound like a Rose hater. But there's just some things, personally, it's not her fighting style. It's not, do I think she's great. We've just kind of disagreed on some things, and I don't really like her takes. It's not a personal thing. It's essentially almost like, it's not even a political thing, but I don't know. I don't care for some of her takes on things. Here's the thing. You got to get to a fighter's why. Why is she doing this? She's already been there and done that. She's been the champ. What's her motivation for doing this? Everyone says they want to be the champ or want to become the champ again. But when you get put in those bad situations, you've already been there and done that. It's really tough to get out of those situations. I'm not saying that isn't 100% the case, but it is the majority case. Now you look at someone like Natalia Silva. She hasn't been there. She hasn't done that. She has incredible momentum right now. She's ranked second. I think this is the fight that puts her over into championship category.
All right, here we go. And then we're just going to quickly chat about these. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is number 6. Wait, what? They have 6 fights on the main? I didn't know that. Wait, hold on a second. Wait, am I crazy? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no. This is the 5th card. What am I saying? Sorry, I saw the number 6, and I'm like, okay, last fight. Here we go. Arnold Allen, our boy's coming back. I think he's been off. He hasn't fought for like a year. He's been dealing with some crazy injuries. And Arnold Allen is a legend, but I mean, he's fighting Jean Silva, who actually looked really good against Diego Lopez until he got caught with that elbow. And, it is what it is. It can happen to anybody. But Jean Silva seems to be on fire with this final matchup on the main card. I mean, I feel like you got to go Jean Silva, but that's my take. Let me turn it over to you guys. Amari, who do you got and why? Oh, Amari, do we got you? Oh, I think you're muted right there. See if we can unmute you. Maybe that. Oh, Amari, yeah. I think we're not able to hear you right now. Okay, let me turn over to Justin first, and then we'll come back to Amari. Justin, who do you got in this fight? Arnold Allen versus Jean Silva.
I'm taking the underdog. I'm taking the upset. Brendan Allen. Jean Silva, I'm a big fan of him. I like his antics. I like what he does at press conferences. I like his fighting style. But we're talking hype train derailed. When you got to Diego Lopez, people were, he's going to kill Diego Lopez. And I know he did have some good moments in that fight. Diego Lopez handled him just like I thought he was. I think that Jean Silva has a lot of potential. I think that he's going to do great things in the sport. But Brendan Allen's going to come in and spoil Jean Silva's night. I just have this weird gut feeling that, Brendan Allen, everyone's looking at him under the radar. Jean Silva's the big barking dog that everyone's expecting to win. I said Brendan Allen. Arnold Allen's going to come in as the spoiler and beat Jean Silva.
Okay, guys, that is our little recap for the main event. We're not going to talk too much about the prelims, but just quickly, obviously, this is a fight I cannot wait for. I think most people are going to be picking Umar. I cannot wait to see Teba Gauthier come back, and I think Teba Gauthier is going to smash his opponent. So that's the gist of it, guys. That's everything. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. And Amari, we're just now wrapping up. We didn't get your thoughts on that last fight. Amari, let me hear from you. Who do you got with Arnold Allen versus Jean Silva?
Gotta go with my boy Arnold Allen. I want to see him do something crazy. Yeah, he's coming off of a little bit of a break. Yeah.
So, yes, that's right. Yeah, you and Justin are in alignment there. Both of you guys are picking Arnold Allen. I guess I'm the lone wolf here with Jean Silva. So we shall see how that goes down. Tehran says, I see Izzy. Oh, wait. This is interesting. I see Izzy being able to counter Pyfer like he did Robert back in the day. It's a great point, man. I don't know. I think we can't count Izzy out here. Tehran says Gaethje will stuff the takedowns of Pimlet and eventually find that chin. I mean, you think he's really going to stuff every takedown? You think so, Justin?
Here's the thing, man. I did this breakdown, you know, and one of my favorite pieces of the breakdown video is we get into the accolades of Justin Gaethje. And here's the thing, and Amari can attest to this. Maybe he'll agree, maybe he different, he won't. But wrestling is a perishable skill. All right. And what I say by that is I was a good college wrestler. I wasn't a great college wrestler, but I was a good college wrestler. And as my training evolved into MMA, I stopped wrestling. All right. I got into striking. I got into boxing. I did this. I did that. Next thing I know, I'm getting taken down by guys that have no business being on the mat with me. Now, we look into Justin Gaethje. I don't think his wrestling has perished that much. There's people who aren't engaging in wrestling, which tells me that he's still training his wrestling. Because besides Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's an incredible world-class Sambo wrestler, you know, Sambo isn't wrestling, but there's a lot of wrestling tendencies. Like, I don't see where he's been out-wrestled. You look at the accolades of Justin Gaethje. 2-time state champ in high school, wrestled at Northern Colorado for 4 years. Then you look at Paddy Pimblett's, and I like when I went to Paddy Pimblett's accolades in wrestling, I just had a blatant screen because he doesn't have any accolades. And guys in the UK aren't known for their wrestling. Yes, Paddy has good wrestling. He has good grappling. But when I say good, I'm not saying great. It's not Division I quality. It's not high-level UFC quality. I just can't see him in a world where he takes down Justin Gaethje at will. I just don't see it.
Okay, well, fair enough. There you go. You're in agreement with Tehran. You know, Paddy Pimblett actually responded to this in an interview, and he said, yeah, fine, I don't have the wrestling credentials, but he's like, I'm not a straight wrestler. I'm an MMA grappler, an MMA wrestler. I'm a master of wrestling within the sport of MMA, which, you know, remember when we saw Merab go against Henry Cejudo, we saw Merab just have his way with Henry. He doesn't have anywhere close to the wrestling accolades. So just food for thought to put that out there. But yo, I got to tell you guys, we have some interesting debates, interesting disagreements that are all going to be resolved in just over a week. Guys, we are in the Paramount era. Justin, take it away. You got one more thing. I see you.
Yeah, one more thing I just want to ask you, and I want to ask Amari as well. So, yeah, you mentioned Merab, okay? Yes, you're absolutely right. But Merab in all his fights takes down high-level guys over and over. He took down Umar. He's taken down Henry Cejudo. He's taken down Sean O'Malley. He's taken down all these guys in a row. Who has Paddy taken down? Michael Chandler, who's 2-6 in the UFC. Okay. He took down Jordan Levitt, who was a high school wrestler. And I've wrestled Jordan. Jordan's tough. Don't get me wrong. I've grappled with him. I've wrestled with him. I've sparred with him. Super tough guy. But again, high school level. Michael Chandler, Division I wrestler. But again, at the end of his career, obviously a lot of his skills have perished through the years, through all the damage he's taken. He doesn't incorporate, just like Eddie Alvarez, doesn't incorporate his wrestling or his wrestling defense for that matter. I don't know, man. Amari, what do you think on my take?
Amari, take it away.
I'm kind of cutting out a little bit, guys, but from what I heard, it sounds like you're saying he won't be able to take Justin down.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with, I think you got a point. I think Paddy's got a point with the MMA wrestling as opposed to just standard wrestling, and he is just super awkward. He's been able to take some guys down, and so I wouldn't be surprised if he got one or two, but there's taking Justin down, and then there's keeping him down, and that's a whole nother game, so I don't think it's going to be an issue for him.
Okay.
And you hear Justin Gaethje saying my favorite quote, and I use it in my high school wrestling room, and I'm probably going to get fired one day for saying it, but Justin Gaethje says, if one man can take him down, two can rape him. So I'm going to go to that testament. Justin Gaethje isn't going to get held down by Paddy Pimblett. And we have to look at also, who is Paddy training with? Who's Paddy's wrestling coach? Who's Paddy's wrestling partners? Who are they going to, I mean, I'm sure they have enough money to fly Division I wrestlers in, but we're not seeing this. We don't see him in the room. And I'm not saying he's not. But I'm saying what we see. I don't see him in practice training with these Division I wrestlers taking him down. Until I see that, I'm not convinced.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. We got a lively debate here going back and forth on this amazing fight. But like I said, once again, this reiterates how I think this card is incredible. I'm super excited for both the prelims and the main card. I cannot wait. We are just over 1 week away. Let's go. And I'm going to give you guys some updates about Smila Sundell as well very shortly. But I want to say to everybody that was watching, thank you guys so much for joining. You guys make this show what it is. Justin, take it away.
Hey, sorry, I keep cutting you off because I know you're about to end the show. But I didn't get to say my 2 cents on Amari Sangzavong, man. We got this fucking UFC caliber guy coming into our show, I can't even give my testament, man, as a pro fighter, as a guy that's been in the UFC. And guys, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to stroke Amari's ego for a second. This guy is the real deal. I've seen him early in his career. The first time I saw him fight, the first time I was able to commentate his fight, this guy has incredible dynamic striking. He has incredible wrestling. He has incredible grappling. He's 8-0. I've been able to commentate many of his fights. I've watched a couple of his wars. Every time this guy is in a fight, he is must-see TV. And Huzaifa did, as he done on the mic, I remember I was in one time, he knocks his guy out, he jumps over the fence, takes the mic from Richie DiPaolo, sits next to me, we recount it. This guy is must-see TV. You must see this guy in the UFC. I am a huge fan of Amari. He's been there. He's doing everything he needs to do. I know he had a little layoff there, but this guy is must-see TV. And guys, tune in, follow his Instagram, follow this guy's career, because I see him in the top 10 in the UFC in the next 2 years.
Yeah, if anybody knows anybody at the UFC, got to send them that little highlight reel from our channel. Amari, let's turn it over to you. And by the way, again, once again, guys, thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate it. Tyler Betts says, yo, is that Brett Okamoto, Vulcan Pantoja? Yo, yeah, that's right. Wait, who's Brett Okamoto? Is that me or is that Amari? Amari, let me turn it over to you. Thank you so much for joining. Let me turn it over to you. Give the final words for our show as we close out. What can we expect from Amari, the insurance salesman, in the near future?
Hey, you can expect to get from me what any good insurance salesman gives, which is value, man. I add a lot of value, and I think at the UFC, they give me a shot. They put me on their platform. I think it's going to be a great business decision for them. I think I got a lot to bring to the table, to the big stage, to the show itself. And so, yeah, I'm just looking for my opportunity. I'm looking for my shot. And so, yeah, if anyone knows any connections over there, let them know about the insurance salesman. And thank you, Huzaifa. Thank you, Justin, for having me on. This was really fun. Next time, I'll make sure I'm in a spot where I got some better service. And
yeah, dude. Well, we're going to have you back for sure. All right, guys, that's all we got for you guys today. Thank you so much. And we will see you on Monday at 1:30 p.m. PST in the next episode. Take it easy.